Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today I will be installing a central locking kit for this Triton. I think all Tritons, except for maybe the very top one, basically if the car's locked like it is at the moment, you can still open and shut this tailgate. So they have no locking mechanism on here at all, which is probably fine when it's an open ute, you know, when an open tub, but when you have a canopy on it, it doesn't provide much security at all. Even though this kind of covers it up, I think if you forced it enough you could open this anyway. And now with a bit of a setup in the back, we kind of need it to lock. So I got a kit from Oz Canopies, and this is the kit. It came with 0 instructions, so I guess we'll be learning this together. So let's have a look at the kit. So in the kit that we got from Oz Canopies, we've got a loom of wire, which I think is the full length of the car. We got a kit with all hardware in it. Some of those Scotch clips, I don't really like those, but we might use those. A bracket and some kind of solenoid. So this is what we got, literally no instructions or anything. So let's get into it. I think first things first, I'll take off the 8 screws in the back, and let's have a look underneath it. So this is kind of what we're working with here. You can see the mechanism there moves that. So I believe what happens is it kind of stops this latch from moving. That's kind of how it works, is it just prevents that from moving up and down. So hopefully, if we have a look at the bracket that we've got here, it will sit somewhere around here. So the first thing I'm going to do is install the solenoid onto this bracket, because that's quite obvious that it needs to go there. I believe then that this is the mechanism that kind of holds it like that, so we need to put another bolt through there. So let's have a look at the hardware and we'll work out what we can put through. From what I can tell, these are the right screws to use to screw the solenoid on. So there's just 3 of those that kind of screw into the solenoid like that, and I'll do those up by hand. And then the next thing I'm going to do is to put this mechanism in, and you can see that hole lines up with there. We'll just put a bolt and the captive nut on that. So in our little pack here, we've got one of those and a nut. So we'll just put that in like that. Do that one up. And I'll tighten that up. Now we just have to work out where this is positioned. I think it might go underneath here to these 2 bolts. But let's have a look. So now I'm just undoing these 2 10mm bolts here. Alright, so now I've got these 2 bolts out. I think this just slides under here, like that. And then there's 2 extra, well, they're kind of longer ones, longer bolts with spring washers and washers. So I think this just will go like this. So spring washer first, flat washer, and then through our new bracket and through into the old holder like that. Seems to screw in. So I'm just tightening up the two Allen key bolts which do up the handle onto the back of the tailgate. Just tight enough so that it doesn't wiggle. Down here you can see how the mechanism works, so I'm just testing it before I run the wires. Basically the little latch slides across and stops you from being able to pull the handle, and then if we slide it back we're able to undo the handle. So yeah, now we just have to run the wires and they go along the tailgate and through and under the car. So let's get into that. So I've now cable tied the cable in. The cable goes through there, goes along with the other cables through the grommet and to the front of the car. So now we're up to putting the wire through. Actually I've done that already because it's a bit of a pain to film, but it basically comes up through here and follows this wiring loop all the way along under there, and then I'll go up underneath there and show you where the wires go through. But basically I already had a central locking, the two wires for the central locking coming through already for my canopy, so I just tapped into those. But I'll show you, if say you didn't have a canopy or the wires weren't there, I'll kind of show you where you look for those wires and where you tap into in the side panel. So if we just look at the passenger side of the car here, you can see this little grommet here, and this is what we used to go up through. I think there might be another one further forward under the seat, but there's this one here. So you can use either of them, and then basically you come up to this footwell here, and we'll take this trim off and I'll show you where it goes to. This trim just pulls up. Feels like you're going to break it, but that's the way it's designed to work. So just here is the kick panel that you need to remove, and there's just this little grommet here. You just pull the center, you lift the center out of it, it will come like that. And then there's just one more here. Okay, I think that one just twists out. Yeah, that one just twists out. And I think that's it for. There's one more up here, another one of those ones where the center comes out. Just get a little flathead screwdriver and you can get those out. And then once you've got it like that, you can then remove the kick panel. Alright. So this is where you want to tap into. See this plug here? There's a blue and a green wire there. They will not be blue and green. I can't remember. I think it's something with a red stripe and something with a black stripe from memory, these two. But that's where you want to tap into, and that's where you clamp your little clip on. This plug obviously replaces those pins and carries them through, but it's those two closest to the driver's side on the top of this plug that you want to tap into. The one with the red stripe will be the positive, so that goes to your red wire, and the one with the black or grey, I think, goes to your black wire. And that's it. I'll put all this back together and we'll give it a test. So I should just mention, this video is basically for it covers the ones with a big handle like this. There are other Tritons with a smaller handle. Basically the same instructions, except the part where you're bolting in the actuator is slightly different. But if we lock this, we're not able to open it. If we unlock it, it works. So I think it's a success. If you did like the video, give it a like and consider subscribing. Got more Triton mods coming, and we've got our big trip around Australia, so we'll be posting a few videos on that as well. Cheers everyone.